Salutations and welcome. Today we are in Vergil's Ecloga number 1, going through lines that look like 59 through 63. But first, last time in Vergil's Ecloga. And now you're all up to speed. Here's a rubric, what we're looking for as we go through the text. Let's get started. Ante leves ergo pascentur in aequore carvi, et freta destituent nudos in litore pisces. Ante per erates amborum finibus exo. Aut ararem parthus bibet, aut Germania tigrim. Quam nostro Ilias labatur pectore votas. And there I go. So our very first word is ante, and we have the two options for that, preposition or adverb, but it's not a verb, so we're going to move on. Leves, no. Ergo, no. And here we have pascentur, intur as our ending. That's going to be a third person and plural from pascor. And now I know that we've seen this thing, I think, twice before already. I have forgotten whether or not it's deponent. I believe that it is, in fact, deponent. Probably depends on the time period. But anyway, it's third person plural with that E right there. Since this is a third conjugation, we know that it has to be future tense. And it is, as I said, I don't remember. That's something I'll have to add in afterward. And then it is, of course, indicative. So we want to find a plural subject, which leves could be, but leves is an adjective, and it's right there with ante. So we need to look further in, prepositional phrase right there, and with aequore, that E, which is actually short, this is going to be an ablative. Curvi is the wrong case to go with that, so that closes that, and aequore is singular and neuter. And then curvi, with that I right there, this is from curvus, curvi. And it is of course, second declension masculine now, and there we find our subject. So, nominative, plural, masculine. And then we come back to ante and leves. We know that since pascentur means to feed or to pasture, and yeah, it's going to be passive, because you pasture an animal, and that was used actively by Meliboeus previously. So yeah, that solves that. So, you pasture an animal, but with ante, with leves, and leves means light, before light what? There's nothing in this clause for light to modify as an accusative plural, as it would have to be. So, what we must have is instead ante, the adverb, and leves as an adjective modifying curvi, nominative, plural, masculine. Okay, so then we have therefore before the light, maybe light-footed stags are pastured in, and then aequore means the level surface, the flat surface, so we might say the plain. Comma. Et and freta, not a verb. Here we go. Destituent, int right there, and another E. This one is also a third conjugation, so it will also be future. The exact same thing as that one, except active. So now we want to find another plural subject, and freta could be, it means a straight, and we could read that as a C since now I don't remember if this is a noun itself or an adjective. Probably a noun. So now that works as our subject because it's neuter. Nudos, oh, that's right there. That's going to be an accusative plural masculine. In litori, pardon me. So in, with litori is taking the ablative, so nudos can't be a part of that. Pisces also can't be a part of that. Neuter. Pisces, here we have a third declension, and it is masculine, and es seems to match with nudos quite well. Nudos needs something to modify, and it can't modify freta, because freta is the wrong gender. So freta must be our nominative subject, and pisces must be the object. So then, and the straits, or the seas, and then this would be set down, the place, abandon, or forsake, something along those lines. So you get bear, fish, and shore right there. I think I'm going to go with forsake or abandon. Old English is always better. Comma. Ante again, immediately followed by a verb, but since this is poetry, that doesn't necessarily mean anything. Ante could still be modifying something later on in this clause, but we'll see. So per eratis, we have the TIS right there, and this is a first conjugation. Per ero, per errare, so this is going to be present tense, second person plural. Alright, so this one means to wander through, to ramble through, to stray through. Arrow, to wander, to miss, to err, and then pair, of course, through. And then we want, what do we want? With pair, since it's got a prepositional prefix, that generally means that the object isn't going to be accusative, but it's going to be, in Greek it's dative. So then in Latin, I believe it's going to be ablative, but that's not always the case. So amborum, that doesn't work. We've got the O-R-U-M, and that's just going to be a genitive plural and masculine, because ambo means both, and both are going to be the subject of per eratis. So that's not that, but then finibus, I-U-B-U-S, is going to be, of course, our ablative plural, acting as the object of this verb. And finis, I think we had this previously. Masculine or feminine? Yet again, I don't remember. So, stop with that. Exul is an interesting word. It means a banished person, an exiled person, or it means someone who's deprived of a genitive. So, this could be deprived of both of you, but that doesn't make much sense with that. And what makes it particularly interesting is that it is one of the few words that is common. It fulfills all of the genders depending on what it's talking about. So this one is, I think, nominative, and I want to say singular because there's no plural endings, but I'm not sure that it actually declines in the plural. It might just decline in the singular for all of them. I don't think my dictionary would tell me, so I'm going to treat it as singular, and C for common. And I think that's actually something that we're going to have to add to our parsing paper. So there are a few of them out there, and I think we run into another one later on, or maybe we already did and I just missed it. So there's that. This thing could be singular for the plural with the verb. Ante still doesn't have anything to modify in here, so it again is the adverb. Before, and you wander through, you understand plural. boundaries of each other. And then exul as a sort of predicate on exile. Or, I suppose it could be, before you wander through the boundaries, deprived of each other. That is also a possibility. All right, moving on to our next line. Out or ararem. We have I am right there, which is actually going to be a unusual accusative singular that a couple words have, especially these words that are borrowed from Greek or from other languages. So that's accusative and singular. And then I don't know that we even know what the gender of this word is. So just leaving it as that. Parthus, US right there, is a nominative, singular and masculine. Bibet, et, bibo, bibere, bibi. So with an E right here on this third declension, this is going to be a future tense. Or, yeah, future tense. So, or the Parthian drinks, well, will drink, and then we'd say we'll drink from the Arar, which is a river in Gaul. I think it corresponds, the commentary says it corresponds to the modern, and there's no way I'm going to say this correctly, Saun. So drink from the Arar, or is that spelled correct? Oh, there's an E. Okay, there we go. So yeah, I have no idea what that river is, nor how to pronounce it. Sorry. Out or Germania, with A right there. Germania is a first declension. It's talking about the country. Parthus is talking about a citizen of the region. Germania is talking about the country. That's how the word is used with the I right there. So it could be ablative or it could be nominative. Seeing nothing else in this clause that works, nominative is our best option to correspond with Parthus. Or Germany, Tigrim. There's another accusative and singular. The could be Tigris, I suppose. Yeah, that I don't know. So there's that. So I think the idea here is that peoples are displaced. Likewise with that one, the fish are displaced. This must also indicate some form of displacement, because the stags, they wouldn't pasture in the plain and the flat surface, I guess. I don't know. That one is a bit odd, but I don't know Italian geography. Quam. So quam here, we have a couple different options. This could be from qui, quae, quod. It could be used with comparative. We've got nostro right there, so that might work. Or it could just mean how, in what way, or as. So I need to figure that out with the context of the rest of the sentence. So nostro, no. Here we go. Labatur, T-U-R, third singular. And with an A right there, this is labo. And or it is labor. We have two, sorry, not labor. I need to say this properly. This is going to be difficult to say. It is either labo or, no, I'm still getting that wrong. Collecting my thoughts, trying one more time. It is either labo or it is labor. And depending on whether or not it's the long A or the short A, the deponent with the long A or the regular with the short A, it changes the meaning a little bit. And only a tiny bit, really. Even the meaning fits quite well with how you would say it. So for the deponent, you elongate the A a little bit, and then it's a more sure sound and more sure meaning. And then with the regular, you're going to be saying it quickly. And then that fits the almost anxiety, the rushed nature of the heart, when you say that one for the meaning. So with, as a deponent, long A means to glide, to slide, to fall, or to slip. And with a short A as a regular, it means to totter, to waver, or to begin to fall, or to sink. So with the long A, it's an action that it's implying an action that's already happened. And with the short A, it is implying something that's happening right now. Like if you were to see your favorite vase, and I don't have a favorite vase, if you were to see your favorite vase tottering on a table, you'd be very worried and you'd be moving fast and speaking fast. If it had already fallen, well, there's no need to hurry. So I think that's awesome for this verb. Now, which one is appropriate here? If I knew the meter that Vergil was using for this eclogue, and I still don't know, and I'm sorry, it's been forever since I've been trying to look it up, we could figure that out properly. But oh well. So now we just need to figure out the best option and still list them both based on the context. So we know third singular, present, can't say active or passive or deponent for sure, but it is indicative. So then, pectore, alias nostro. Nostro appears to go with pectore, because pectus, pectoris is neuter, as could nostro be. Ablative, singular. And then ilius from ille, illa, illud. Is genitive, singular. And then vultus, vultus, vultus is a masculine fourth declension noun. So this could be nominative singular, nominative plural, or accusative plural, or genitive singular. So since we need a since we need a singular and none of the rest of these work, that's what we're going to go with. All right, so then we have the face or the expression glides, slides, falls, slips, totters, wavers, begins to fall or begins to sink, and then there's probably a few other options. So looking at the context we have before, what Tityrus is saying, the stags appear to be misplaced somewhere where they would not normally feed. The fish are misplaced in an environment where they cannot live. You, that being Meliboeus and other people, are about to wander through into the boundaries of other people, since their homes are being taken away from them. He's in exile. The Parthian is in the Arar. Where's the Arar? Oh yeah, I said Gaul. It's in Gaul, so in Germany. And then apparently Germany, the entirety of Germany, has been moved to wherever the tiger is. Middle East somewhere. So this is present. It could be implying that, well, we got face right here. The expression is about to change. We have future, future, present, present, and of course present again. So I think this is I'm going to go with the deponent one as my preferred translation, to imply something that is happening and has already happened, because to totter, to waver with a short A regular would, I think, imply that this is something that hasn't happened yet, but we've got these two right there, and they have happened, and they are happening. So I think switching back to a more future idea with these two doesn't fit that well. But as I said, I will write both of them down. So I'm going to go with deponent. So that solves these two. So we've got our ablative here, and we've got no preposition, so that would be the face or the expression falls, and then we could say from our heart or in our heart, something like that. And then we have Ilias. Ilias needs to own something. our heart is already owned, so it would be very strange to say our heart of that one, or that one's our heart. So I think instead Ilias is referring to Voltus. Oh, and I should also note that Voltus is normally spelled with a U. So I think that one's expression falls in our heart, before our heart, from our heart. And then quam doesn't look like we need a comparative, since there's nothing really comparative in degree between the two. So I think the translation I mentioned, how or as, makes the most sense here. I think that here we finally see just a tiny bit of compassion from Tityrus. He's talking about, well, he's comparing what's going to happen to Melobius to all of this stuff. So the guy has just a tiny bit of a heart, at the very least. Well, thank you very much for joining me. I hope taking a look at this has been helpful for you. And if you have a better idea how to translate this, if you know how to scan this, I would love to hear from you. And then we could know for sure which of the two this actually is. Have a good day. Wally.
What? You're still awake? Why are you still here then? You should be reading a book. Or if not reading, you should watch one of these other videos. Please like, subscribe, leave a comment. See you next week.